Middlesbrough have signed Tottenham striker Will Lankshear. Wrexham are set to appoint Newcastle's head of recruitment, and Newcastle are frustrated with Arsenal's pursuit of Bruno Guimaraes. Here are your daily Premier League news headlines. Hi everybody, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel to another edition of the daily Premier League news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. I'm Lee The Dorset Spur, and if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Middlesbrough have signed Tottenham striker Will Lankshear in a deal worth up to £20 million. Sky Sports News understand the total package for the forward, including potential bonuses, means the deal could be worth up to £20 million. The 21-year-old is viewed by Spurs as being at the age where he needs to continue playing regular first-team football. Lancere had a successful loan at Oxford last season, scoring 11 goals and setting up 4 more in the Championship. By inserting a matching clause, Spurs have protected themselves in case Lancere reaches a level whereby the club wants to bring him back to North London. Spurs feel it is crucial that the academy benefits the first team, whether that is by stepping up and playing or generating funds to invest in Roberto De Zerbi's squad. This summer, Spurs academy graduates Lankshear, Tynan Thompson and Alfie Devine have generated £34 million. Wrexham are set to appoint Newcastle's head of recruitment, Steve Nixon, as their sporting director. Sky Sports News understands he won't be joining the Championship side until after the transfer window, but everything is agreed between the two parties. Nixon had a number of options on the table, including West Ham. Newcastle are yet to officially confirm his departure, but Sky Sports understand he will leave his head of recruitment post after 15 years. He played a key role in Joe Linton's £40 million switch to St James's Park from Hoffenheim in 2019, in addition to that of Bruno Guimaraes from Lyon in 2022. Manchester City midfielder Phil Foden has signed a new 4-year contract. Foden, who had entered the final year of his current deal last month, has committed his future to his boyhood club until 2030. His new contract includes the option to extend by a further year. Ipswich have signed Issa Diop from Fulham in a deal worth around £8.5 million. The centre-back has signed a 4-year deal. So, Newcastle are frustrated with Arsenal's pursuit of Bruno Guimaraes and will only consider sending him for upwards of £80 million, according to Sky Sports News North East reporter Keith Downey. The stories regarding Bruno Guimaraes are not going away. The main reason for that is that he has told Newcastle he would like to explore a move away from the club and a move to Arsenal in particular. He is ambitious, he wants to win trophies, he doesn't want to end his career having only won a Carabao Cup and potentially another cup with Newcastle. Newcastle aren't going to win the Premier League. He wants to win titles. He wants to have the opportunity to do that. But Arsenal need to come to the table and show Newcastle the colour of their money. There are various reports out there saying Arsenal have made bids to Newcastle via intermediaries or middlemen. But as we sit here this morning, Arsenal have not contacted Newcastle. As I understand it, Newcastle have actually reached out to Arsenal and said, look, are you serious about this? Are you trying to sign this player? Because we've had nothing from you. It's all playing out with agents, and I think it's frustrating for Newcastle because without doubt it's unsettling the player. Hence why he has said he would like to explore his options elsewhere. It feels like it's going to rumble on. What would be the tipping point for Newcastle? I think it has to start with an 8. He is going to be 29 soon. They got 100 million for Sandro Tonali, but Bruno is 3 years older, and so that means his value is a little bit less. Newcastle are desperate not to sell him. They've said he's not for sale, but once a player agitates to go, it's really difficult to hold on to him. But Arsenal need to come to the table and offer, and only then will Newcastle take their interest seriously. Once they make a concrete offer, not via any middlemen. Okay, some thoughts on these stories. Well, obviously the Lankshear one we kind of knew was coming, and I have to say, the point of this is, if Lankshear is not going to be in your squad, then it makes sense for him to generate money. So £20 million matching fees available, a sell-on clause I believe is also in there. It kind of makes sense. The same fans that would be saying, we can't let all these academy people go and, where's their path to the future, will be the same ones saying, spend the money, let's get a top-class striker in there. Richarlison's not good enough. Solanke's not good enough. Is Will Lankshear good enough? Is he going to step in and be that man? So it makes sense to me. I think, the final line there, where they talk about the academy has to benefit the first team, whether that be by stepping up or moving on and generating funds. That kind of makes sense. I don't believe that Lankshear is going to make it. They don't believe that, but they've protected themselves as well. So for me, it kind of makes sense. Wrexham to appoint Newcastle's head of recruitment. So I really can't understand this with Newcastle. They're not just losing their players; they're losing their staff as well. It seems like a mad situation going on up there, where players are moving on and staff are moving on. It feels like big change coming there, but not by their need, but just by people jumping ship. Kind of feels a little bit like that. And of course, if you come to this last story about Arsenal's pursuit of Bruno Guimaraes, I guess it's just a real funny one, isn't it? Because Arsenal have kind of put the feelers out, and that's unsettled the player. Now he wants to go, but Arsenal are not committed to the deal. So is this actually Arsenal, or is this people, around the club kind of stirring it up? Is this agent talk or whatever? But if you are Newcastle, you're going to be absolutely fuming, especially when this guy who wrote this story, where he says he's ambitious, he wants to win trophy, he doesn't want to end his career having only won a Carabao Cup and potentially any other cup at Newcastle. Newcastle aren't going to win the Premier League. No fan is going to want to hear that. Fans are not going to want to hear that, and that is going to be a real dagger to the heart for those Newcastle fans. We've seen them getting really, really upset over the Sandro Tonali thing. This is going to be even worse because of the tone of what's being said. But if the champions are going to come knocking, then of course the player's going to be interested, isn't he? Because even if he goes there and sits on the bench, if like Arsenal hope this is going to be their time, their dynasty, and they're holding on to everything and winning everything over the next few years, he's going to want to be there and pick up all those trophies. So, and to be fair, that's unlikely to happen at Newcastle, especially with players leaving, as well as staff and so on. So how long that's going to go on, I don't know. It's going to be a real interesting season up in Newcastle next season, depending on what they do in terms of purchases themselves. So anyway, that's it. So thanks for watching and for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. I'm Lee The Dorset Spur. Come on over and say hi on my channel. I'd love to have you over there. Not a problem if you don't want to. It's all good. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the Spurs.